On May 31st, 2006, something unusual happened in Stockholm. 53 armed police officers stormed a building at dawn. Not for drugs, not for weapons, not for people. They were there for a website. Inside a data center, servers were ripped from their racks, cables were cut. Hard drives were sealed into evidence bags like weapons from a crime scene. By noon, Swedish prosecutors stood in front of cameras and declared victory. Hollywood celebrated. The world was told the problem had been solved. But 72 hours later, the website came back online. Same address, same users, same data. Only now, its homepage showed a pirate ship firing cannonballs at the Hollywood sign. That was the moment governments learned something terrifying. They hadn't just failed to shut down a website. They had proven it couldn't be killed. To understand why, you have to go back, not to a courtroom or a boardroom, but to a bedroom. Stockholm, 2001. A teenager named Gottfrid Svartholm sits cross-legged on his bedroom floor. Under his bed, hidden among cables and humming fans, is a jury-rigged server. It's loud, it runs hot, and it never stops. Online, Gottfrid is known as Anakata. He isn't trying to build a business. He isn't chasing fame. He's obsessed with one idea: information should move freely. No gatekeepers, no permission, no tracking. A few years later, he teams up with Fredrik Nye and Peter Sunder, members of an anti-copyright collective called Pirate Byron. Together, they create a tool that removes friction from file sharing. A simple index, a search bar, a pirate ship. They call it the Pirate Bay. At first, it's small. Linux distributions, open source software, a niche experiment. But then people realize something. The same system works just as well for movies, music, and TV shows. Traffic explodes. Every new user strengthens the network. Every shared file adds redundancy. The more it's attacked, the more resilient it becomes. This isn't just a website anymore, it's a system. Bandwidth bills skyrocket. Gottfrid's parents panic, so the team launches their own hosting company, PRQ, with a simple rule: they keep no logs. When legal threats arrive, they don't hide them, they publish them. In 2004, DreamWorks sends a cease and desist demanding the removal of Shrek. Gottfrid replies that Sweden is not part of the United States, no Swedish law is being violated, and, politely, that DreamWorks are morons. The email goes viral. Traffic triples overnight. Every lawsuit becomes free advertising. Every threat attracts more users. By 2005, the Pirate Bay is handling traffic that rivals major tech startups. 25 million people connect to it every day. Hollywood panics. Suing users doesn't work. Shutting down individuals doesn't scale. So they aim higher. They target the infrastructure. And that infrastructure lives in Sweden. Behind closed doors, lobbyists pressure officials. Emails fly. Diplomatic calls are made. Sweden, once hands-off with the internet, begins to bend. In May 2006, Gottfrid gets a warning from a telecom contact. Police are mobilizing. What authorities don't realize is that by now the Pirate Bay has already changed shape. Encrypted backups sit on servers in other countries. The entire operation can be rebuilt in hours. The raid is coming. But the data, the only thing that matters, is already leaving. At 5:47 a.m. on May 31st, 10 locations are hit simultaneously. Servers are unplugged mid-operation. Hard drives disappear into evidence bags. Headlines declare victory. Notorious piracy website shut down. Hollywood celebrates again. Then, just after midnight on June 2nd, something strange happens. The Pirate Bay is back. Same URL, same database, same users, only louder. The raid becomes the greatest advertisement the site has ever received. Traffic doubles, then triples. Servers crash, not from police pressure, but from popularity. Hollywood tried to kill them. Instead, it made them immortal. 3 years later, the fight moves to a courtroom. In 2009, 4 men sit at the defense table in Stockholm District Court. Prosecutors call them criminal masterminds. The defense argues they only hosted links, not content. The trial becomes a spectacle. Journalists from 30 countries pack the room. Prosecutors struggle to explain how BitTorrent works. Gottfrid corrects them mid-trial. The verdict is guilty. Prison sentences, millions in damages. But outside the courtroom, nothing changes. The Pirate Bay keeps running. Then Gottfried disappears. Sightings surface in Southeast Asia. Later, it's revealed he helped build infrastructure for WikiLeaks. In 2012, Cambodian police find him hunched over a laptop in a waterfront apartment. He's deported. More charges follow: hacking, fraud, identity theft. In Denmark, he receives one of the harshest hacking sentences in the country's history. The architect is finally caged, but the architecture survives. By 2015, Gottfried walks free. The Pirate Bay does not. It still exists, still mirrored, still online. Because this story was never really about piracy. It was about control. Governments are built to stop things you can see: buildings, people, machines. But networks without centers don't die. They adapt. They route around damage. They learn. The Pirate Bay didn't win. It taught the internet a lesson. That once information learns how to move without asking permission, it never forgets. You can raid a building. You can seize servers. You can arrest people. But you can't arrest an idea. And the internet has been proving that ever since.